Patriots were awful. Like, I cannot put it into words how bad this Patriots offense was in the Super Bowl. And if it was just a one-off, I'd be like, all right, man, it happens, right? Like, it happens. If they look decent at any point in time in this postseason, I would be like, you know what? The Seahawks were just that much better. This wasn't a Seahawks thing. This was an accumulation of a very flawed offense that had no business being in the Super Bowl in the first place, making it to the Super Bowl. They were bad against the Chargers. They were really laughably bad against the freaking Texans. They were an embarrassment to watch against the Broncos. And it finally bit them in the ass when they played another competent team. And the reason why they were so bad is because of their starting quarterback. Drake Maye is making me question if he's actually good at all, bro. Like, only bad quarterbacks are bad 4 games in a row, Rod. Great quarterbacks are not bad 4 times in a row. It's not how it works, dog. It's not how it works. You can't be bad 4 straight games in a row, fam.
Yeah, you got to give me one superstar performance, dog.
Like,
you were second in MVP voting.
You were second in MVP voting, dog. Second. And you missed it by one vote because Sam Monson wanted to freaking have a contrived argument for Justin Herbert for being a Justin Herbert. Like, there's a chance that Drake Maye has the MVP. Thank God he doesn't have the MVP. And I was somebody to this day who was saying that he deserved the MVP because one, it's a regular season award, and I think he had the best season for a quarterback. If you combine everything. If you combine the situation that he overcame, if you combine the fact that a lot of the times where you had his stats compared to Matthew Stafford, it was just passing. They never talked about the rushing and anything like that. It was never the total package. Like from what that award is supposed to be, Drake Maye, in my opinion, was the MVP. Thank God he didn't win it, though. That would have looked ridiculous.
It would have looked so bad. It would have been such a bad look for the NFL.
It would have been such a bad look for the NFL if your league MVP did that in the Super Bowl on the world's biggest stage. Rodney.
And you know what, Herbie? And I just want to get this point in before I forget. The thing about this Super Bowl too, Herbie, because I was talking with a coworker, and they were talking about like, man, this Super Bowl is so bad because, it was a blowout. But I said, you know what makes it worse? At least last year, you had the mystique of the Chiefs. So when the Eagles were beating that ass, it was just like, oh, shit, we're watching a train wreck, but it wasn't what we were expecting. You were expecting a much closer game. This was just like this was 2 teams that were on a big stage that this was their moment to shine. And clearly the Patriots were not ready, bro.
But this is the part this is why I'm so mad. This is literally the reason why I wanted to even have this whole episode and really highlight this point. The point that really makes this loss on the Patriots even worse is because they just had to be bad. If they were just bad, it was a game. If they were bad, they had a game. They were historically bad on offense. And what really pissed me off about what what Drake Maye and that offense did is you ruined a historic game from your defense. Bronny, it was 6-0 at halftime. The defense was playing unbelievable. It was 12-0 in the fourth quarter. They were only giving up field goals. Like,
you can only hold it down so long.
Bro. Look at this. This is the play-by-play every scoring drive, bro. Field goal, punt, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt. That was the first quarter. Here's the second quarter. Patriots punt, Seahawks field goal, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt. Patriots punt, field goal, end of the half. Going into the third quarter, you get the ball back. Patriots start the game. Punt, Seahawks field goal, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt, Patriots punt, Seahawks punt. The last punt before the third quarter with the Seahawks, it was a 3-play drive for 6 yards. The defense was incredible for the Patriots, and Drake Maye blew it. Drake Maye blew it. Milton Williams had the game of his life, and Drake Maye said, fuck that. Christian Gonzalez had the game of his life, and Drake Maye said, fuck you, bruh. Carlton Davis had a Carlton Davis Tampa Bay level performance in the Super Bowl. Drake Maye said, I don't care.
Disgusting.
Mike Vrabel called a brilliant game. He had a phenomenal game plan on defense. And Drake Maye said, watch this. That is what pisses me off. I hate when a QB is so bad that he ruins an all-time performance. We've seen it with Alex Smith in that the NFC Championship game against the Giants, where that defense, that 49ers defense, held the Giants, Navarro Bowman, Patrick Willis. That defense played their hearts out, and they just needed one play, just one, and your quarterback couldn't do it. Those are the games that drive me crazy to watch, because a lot of people in history, they're going to see that score 29-13, and if you didn't watch the game, you're going to think, and again, the Seahawks dominated the game. That's not the argument. But what's going to get lost in history is that people are not going to remember that the Patriots had every opportunity to make it a game. The Seahawks were not blowing them out. The Seahawks were equally as bad on offense. They just were not atrocious. The Patriots were atrocious. Drake Maye was atrocious. These are the company that Drake Maye is keeping, bro. According to Steven Ruiz, worst playoff runs for QBs who started at least 3 games in a single postseason since the year 2000. Number 11 was Joe Burrow, the year they went to the Super Bowl. Number 10 was Rich Gannon. Number 9 was Jimmy Garoppolo. Number 10 was Tom Brady in 2001, his first postseason.
Right.
Now, this is the company he's keeping. This is the top 7. You should never be keeping company with Trent Dilfer, with Rex Grossman. With 2015, I got benched for Paxton Lynch or whatever his name for Brock Osweiler, Peyton Manning. Old man Peyton. That's who I'm sharing company with. Rex Grossman and Kerry Collins, and number 1 on that list with a negative 29.2 EPA, the worst in history, is Drake Maye. You were worse than Peyton Manning in that 2015 playoff run.
Damn.
Like,
they play with a legendary defense too.
Drake Maye in the playoff. The only person to have a worse playoff game than Drake Maye, not playoff game, Super Bowl game, than Drake Maye was Kerry Collins. Kerry Collins in 2001 when they got obliterated by that incredible 2000 Ravens defense. Lost 34-7. In that game, Kerry Collins threw 4 interceptions. By EPA, Drake Maye was almost as bad as he was. Like, he was historically bad. Like, if he was bad, the game is tied going into halftime. If he was just bad. If he was atrocious, it's 6-3 going into halftime. He had to be arguably the worst quarterback in the history of the Super Bowl for the game to get the game that they got yesterday. And it wasn't because of the Seahawks defense. There were plays to be made.
You know what, Herbie? That's one of the stark things about this game is that, yes, you know, the O-line getting crushed gets a lot of credit, but when you actually look at some of the film of that game, Herbie, this dude was missing wide open guys, bro. He had open guys where he had time in the pocket, and he didn't make the throw.
This is going to go back to the Houston Texans game. It reminded me of what I said when we had the episode after the Houston Texans game, and then I made this point, and I said it was 2 different points. One, when you watch Drake Maye his rookie year, I said Drake Maye is the golden retriever of quarterbacks, right? Like, he's earnest, he means well, he's lovable, you want to just squeeze his cheeks and give him a good old pat like a good boy that he is. However, there are times, just like having with a golden retriever, if you've ever been around a golden retriever, they're just fucking stupid. They're dumb dogs. They just go blank. He plays that way, where he just goes blank. You saw the worst version of Drake Maye. You saw rookie season Drake Maye, where Drake Maye just has no concept of ball security. That's who you got his entire rookie career. Like, he would just have great moments and then do something stupid. You thought he cleaned it up this season, and he did. We're talking about somebody who was the most efficient quarterback in the NFL. We're talking about somebody who had a historic completion percentage in the NFL. We're talking about somebody who led the league in explosive play rate. We're talking about somebody who lifted up a very subpar and mediocre supporting cast. And then the playoffs start, and the worst version of Drake Maye became fully realized. He stopped being accurate, and he got back to the guy, that golden retriever that you can say Drake Maye 1,000 times. You can say, dog, do you understand ball security? Yeah, of course. Drake, do you understand ball security? I got you. I got you, coach. Drake, I'm going to ask you again. Do you understand ball security? Of course. Like a golden retriever. Just give you a smile. And then the game happens. And then you realize, no, they don't understand ball security because he had 8 turnovers this playoff. He averaged 2 turnovers a game.
Dude, that Derek Hall strip sack was it. That was it, bro.
Like,
that was a nail in the coffin.
Going back to the Houston Texans game, this is the second point. When he got strip sacked and he had no reaction to it, and I mentioned that on the podcast that we did, it bothered me. Like, they won the game, so people don't really, when people don't pay attention to things or excuse things when you win a game, so it gets swept under a rug. But it bothered me how he had no reaction to just giving up the ball. And that let me know that he's a person that does truly not understand the gravity of ball security. You don't throw an arm punt when you're only down 10 points in the fourth quarter into triple coverage if you understand ball security, dog. You don't do that.
No.
You don't see somebody coming right at you and then you throw it at their face, bro. Like, and then it gets a pick/fumble that gets returned back to the house. You don't do stupid shit like that if you truly value ball security. Drake Maye does not value ball security. Drake Maye, good quarterbacks are not on these lists. This is the worst Super Bowl performance history. Kerry Collins number 1, Drake Maye number 2, Rich Gannon against the Buccaneers because John Gruden knew all their plays, and Rex Grossman and Jared Goff, which we know Jared Goff is one of the biggest frauds in the history of football. That is the company that he's keeping. These are only bad quarterbacks, bro. Only bad quarterbacks did what he does. He looked like somebody that had no business being in the NFL this postseason, dog.
You know what?
They struggled getting a yard, bro. A yard multiple times this postseason, dog. A yard, dog.
That shit crazy, man. Yeah, that shit crazy, bro.
Like, really struggled with getting 1 yard at multiple points. Like, this whole punt, 3 and out, I could go to every single game that they played this postseason, and I would get the same play-by-play with a different team. Patriots against the Broncos, 3 plays, punt. 4 plays, punt. Patriots against the Houston Texans, 3 plays, punt. 5 plays, punt. Patriots against the Chargers, 2 plays, punt. 3 plays, punt. Like, as much and as great, as much as I want to give credit to the Seahawks, and they deserve it, because, again, it takes a team to force this out of you. You saw how they beat the dog shit out of Will Campbell. T-Rex Willie, dog, as they like to call him, bro. Like, it's not all on Drake Maye, right? Right? Will Campbell had a NFL record, gave up 14 pressures in one game. This never happened before by a left tackle.
He had 14.
Gave up 14 pressures.
Oh. No.
I don't know who was worse at their job this past Sunday, Drake Maye or Will Campbell. And these are your cornerstones. Your cornerstones. This is your 3rd and your 4th overall picks in consecutive drafts. And they were terrible. They were the worst. They had historically bad games at the same time. Like,
oh, man. I love it.
I truly hate when a quarterback is so bad that the defense loses faith in him. There was a replay when you saw Milton Williams after Drake Maye just threw one of the arm punt picks, the second pick, I think. And he just like, bro, what are you doing? When your defense does that, your defense doesn't believe in you anymore. They would never do that to Tom Brady. It could be down 100-10. They're never doing that to Tom Brady.
Right.
They're not doing that to Josh Allen. They're not doing that to Patrick Mahomes. Hell, they not the Cowboys defense wouldn't do that to Dak Prescott because those guys would never ever lose their faith.
Right.
They went against Drake Maye all postseason in practice. They seen it. They was like, yo, this nigga looking kind of ass, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, dog. Like, this game just confirmed what they probably been thinking for the past month. Like, is he really him? Like, is this guy that could really bring it home? Again, if it was just this game, I would not be having this conversation.
It's the whole run.
It's the whole run. Never in history have we had a quarterback that is great be bad for 4 straight games to the degree that he was bad. Rodney, he got sacked 21 times. NFL record for a postseason.
Even more than Burrow, who had the record.
Even more than Burrow.
Who got sacked 9 times in a game, by the way.
And yes. Like, the other 4 games he got sacked 10 times. Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times in one game. That's it. That's how you got to 19. This was not that. He got sacked 6 times in the Super Bowl. He got sacked 5 times against the Texans. He got sacked, I think, 3 or 4 times against the Chargers. Like, the worst version of Drake Maye, everything came to a head in the worst possible time. And the worst possible time was for 4 straight weeks. Taking bad sacks, not seeing the field, being inaccurate, holding on to the ball too long. One of the sacks, you hear it on the freaking on the broadcast. You hear Chris Quallenworth said, "I don't know why he didn't throw to the guy that sit wide open in the flat. He just took a sack." Chris Collinsworth was flabbergasted, bruh.
That mid QB play, man.
Like, I just if we could because I don't want to just be ranting for the next hour about this, but I'm really passionate because I saw how hard those dudes on that defense played. They deserve better, dog. They deserve so much better than what Drake Maye has given them for the past 4 weeks. This is some of the best. Like, Christian Gonzalez made one of the greatest plays I've ever seen a cornerback make. He went stride for stride with Rashid, the speed guy, the 4-3 guy, stride for stride with him, and literally jumped in the air like a gazelle and stopped the freaking play. That's what the defense was doing. And Drake Maye was out here fucking playing like Yosemite Sam, dog. Like a Looney Tunes character, bro. Doing goofy shit. Dog, he lucky I'm not on that team, bro. After that arm punt, I would have put my helmet on and said, man, yo, they would have had to hold me back. I would have went to go fight this nigga, Rod. I would have went to go fight Drake Maye in the middle of the field, bro.
Herbie, I gotta tell you, man, you speaking like I'm sure Patriots fans feel the same way you do, boy. You got that passion in your soul right now.
Dog, and again, did I bet on the Patriots? Yes, but I'm telling you, they ain't got shit to do with this, bro. Like, I done lost my money on niggas. Niggas stay losing me money, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with that, dog.
Right.
Like,
it's deeper than that.
It's deeper than that, bro. Like, I seen it, bro. I seen it in the defense eyes, bro. It breaks my heart when that side of the ball gives everything they got and their offense is just ass, bro. Just straight basuda.
I ain't gonna hold you. The defense, especially for the first 3 quarters, they played like their whole families were held for ransom.
Bro, you could make the argument they played better than the Seahawks on defense, and nobody's gonna give them that kind of credit. Yeah. They held the number 3 offense in the NFL to 6.5 points. And the only reason why the Seahawks got 6 points is because the Patriots were so bad that the Seahawks got good field position, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you had one 30-yard run and a 29-yard run on one drive, and they stopped them in the red zone. It was 3 points. I for sure thought the Seahawks were going to score on that drive, bro, when Kenneth Walker got off. No, defense stepped up. And the Patriots and Drake Maye couldn't do a goddamn thing, bro. Bro, Rod, it was 12-0 in the fourth quarter, dog,
of a Super Bowl at
of
that.
a Super Bowl, bro. Like,
I ain't gonna hold you. I was entertained, especially once I got that feeling that the Patriots were not gonna make this a game. I was, man, and I put my money on the Pats, Herbie, not because I wanted them to win, not even because I was entirely sure they were gonna win. I felt like Seattle was gonna win, but I put money on the Patriots, Herbie, just in case Seattle lost because I didn't want to bet on Seattle, and then some unforeseen bullshit happens. And so, Herbie, I've never been so happy to lose money in my life. Just
oh
watch
my God.
the Washington New England Patriots, Herbie, went to bed the way that they did offensively because the defense, Herbie, especially Christian Gonzalez, Milton, like these guys played so well, man.
They
Like
play so well.
they made play after play. Christian Gonzalez alone could have been the MVP if the Patriots had stole that game.
I, it,
Just how well he was playing. So
it drives me crazy, dog. But we could go ahead and leave then, dog. My heart is racing, bro. My blood pressure through the roof, dog. Talk about these bum ass niggas, man.